from a shadow to a halftone as it does. I'm just going to indicate the dark at the corner of the mouth on both the upper and the lower lip here. In this step, I'm going to mix the transition tones that run along the edges of the shadows. So I'm going to use some of my dark warm there, and in that I've added a bit of alizarin crimson. I'll lighten that just a touch with white. This will give me my transition tone along the edge of the shadow on the cheek area. This will be probably the most intense color that I'll put in the face, with the exception of the lips. Now that very warm color with some alizarin crimson, we'll just stroke it in very quickly along the edge of the cheekbone. I'm going to make it grayer. And then back to the painting. I'm going to put a little bit of that same tone, now grayed down, just a stroke or two, right along the edges of the shadow. And then wiping off my brush and adding a bit of yellow ochre and a bit of gray, neutral gray, I'm going to go up to the painting and add just a bit of that transition tone right along the edge of the shadow. Now we have to begin applying the halftones all over the mosaic of the face. I'm going to begin in the lower third of the face, and the most difficult halftone in the painting is going to be the transition on the shadow side, the dark halftone side of the mouth. I'm going to mix I'm going to take a neutral. I'm going to add halftone 2 to that. I'm going to take more neutral and the darker halftone, and I'm going to experiment. I've added just a touch of red to keep it from going too dull. Lighten it up just a bit, and I'm going to see whether or not that tone will give me the grayish tone I need for this portion of the lower third of the face. I'm going to paint it right in, obscuring my drawing of the mouth, blend it into the shadow. And then with that same color, I'm going to lighten it and go over here on the light side of the face. And now this is a fairly grayish tone. It has considerable neutral 7 in it. And we'll bring that right across, and as we brush it in, we obscure our drawing of the mouth, but it gives us the feeling of the tones dropping away out of the light, down into that lower third. With a little bit more alizarin crimson and cadmium red added into the mixture, I'm going to put a dark halftone on the lower plane of that chin. I know that seems very dark at the moment, but let's try that for now. We may have to lighten it in a bit. I'm going to clean the brush off. I'm going to go back up to halftone 1 and more neutral. Halftone 1 and neutral 5. And with that, maybe a touch of neutral 7. And with that on the brush, I'm going to do the halftone plane in the area of the upper lip. I know that it seems maybe distressingly grayish. I'll warm it up just a bit. I'm adding a little bit of light 3 into it. We'll warm it up just a bit, and we'll put some of that tone on the area of the chin. For the halftones in the central third, I'm going to begin with light 3. I'm going to add a touch of alizarin crimson. I'm going to lighten that up considerably with white. And then I'm going to gray it down just a bit with